The summary of this is that if you go to college, student loan interest and loss of income factored in, the ultimate cost of a bachelor's degree with the average cost of college and tuition right now, you're looking at $500,000 in cost.
Yeah, that's crazy. And even the 200 grand is crazy as far as costs go. I mean, sure, there are a lot of people listening to this that'll be like, well, you can do it for much cheaper. And that is absolutely
Yeah, cool. People
correct.
don't, though.
Right, is that people don't.
I get that comment all the time, which is like, oh, well, you could do it for a lot less. I was like, yeah, but people do not.
It also doesn't mean that just because you do it for less in a more affordable way, that the value on the other side for your time, for the lost wages, makes up for the difference of it as well. Because say that you go to one of these online universities, and I don't want to say a name of any of these because I don't want to promote any of them.
I've been getting ads for a couple of them that it's like, I can't stitch them on TikTok and talk about how they're trying to target moms, like stay-at-home moms. It's kind of unbelievable.
Right. I literally don't want to say their names because I don't want to give them any airtime because they're spending millions of dollars and they're like, oh, well, you know, here, take this degree program that only takes 3 years. There's no semesters, really. You just pay per 6 months, and then you can take as many classes as you want. It's just a really, really good way of getting more money out of people that weren't going to spend that money to begin with. And then what do you think is the value of that degree afterwards when you get it in such a fashion?
I mean, not good.
Right. There's already very little value in degrees to begin with, and there's even less value in those degrees. To get back to it, could you do it for cheaper? Absolutely. Does it mean you still should? You got to weigh that for yourself. If you're looking at me, you know, probably not. Probably not. And really at the point of like, when does it make sense to go back to college or go to college is at some point later in your career when you can afford it and you've also realized that you, quote, need it for your career. Look, college is a business just like anyone else. They will take your money at any time.
Yes. Do not let them push you off this cliff. That's what I call it, the college cliff. They're just trying to push all these teenagers off and their parents off this college cliff. You don't have to go off of it. You don't have to jump off of it. You can just go, you know what? I'll be back. Why? Because they're a greedy trillion-dollar business and they will take your money at any point. There's a story I want to tell about an interaction that I had with BYU on LinkedIn, the college BYU. This has nothing to do with the fact that it was BYU. This has everything to do with the fact that they were bragging about how they had improved their product, which is their bachelor's degree. And how had they improved it? They took it from 4 years to 3 years. 2 points. 1, it could have been 3 years the whole time. If it could have been 3 years, it could have been 2 years. If it could have been 2 years, it could have been 1 year. If it could have been 1 year, it could have been individual classes. Because if we really get into the ethics of college, they should be selling a la carte educational options. But whatever. 2, they were bragging about the fact that they were bringing the cost down to make it more affordable for people by having them do 3-year degrees. So I commented on this post on LinkedIn where they were talking about, wow, look, unveiling our 3-year degree. And I just said, well, since most college graduates take 5.5 years to graduate, does that mean that people will actually just graduate in 4 years from your 3-year program? To which they responded, well, everything depends on how many classes the student takes. And I just responded to them, so yes, your 3-year degree program is going to take 4 years. So your 3-year program is actually the length that you imply your 4-year degrees will be. It's just insane. And they're packaging it like it's this great novel thing that they've done for people. Like, oh, you're welcome. Now you can take a 3-year program that's actually going to take you 4.5 years probably in order to graduate. It's just unbelievable. And instead of improving their product, instead of allowing students to get micro degrees, instead of allowing students to actually just stack their skills together and take the classes that actually matter, instead, they're still going to cram them through their stupid program and require them to take a bunch of classes they don't need in order to prop up their institution instead of actually catering to the student. This is not toward BYU specifically. This is towards all of these colleges that are doing this because this is their new shtick.